I am the luckiest person on the face of the earth, not only to be born a Muslim, but also to be born a Muslim in Saudi Arabia, right near the heartland of Islam. I grew up with a zeal for a religion, but without knowledge concerning who was the real God that I wanted to worship. I assumed I was worshiping the true God, the God of Abraham, the God who basically created everything. But his name, his character, and everything about him, according to the Quran, I found out later, was different. I believed with all of my heart that the more devout and more fundamentalist I become, and I don't mean it in a negative way, I mean in growing in understanding Islam and my requirement and my duties and how to perform them, the better chances I have in making it to heaven. I also learned more about Christianity, and that their form of Christianity was totally different than what I had in mind. And they prayed with me, they prayed for me, they prayed over the meal, they prayed together, they prayed for the nation, and it was really a very, very powerful encounter. The moment that I felt was appropriate for me to strike by converting someone to Islam, a couple moved from California to where I was, and we began to build a relationship and a friendship. And I felt that my mastery of idioms was so high that I can engage them now into a spiritual conversation. And sure enough, I dove right into it, and I began to share with them about why Islam is the only way now. And I remember that this family was so kind, gentle, patient with me. They would hear my arguments and objections, and then gently will ask me to provide evidence to support any of the things that I said. But then they will begin to use scripture and other evidence to support why they believed in what they believed in. Slowly and gradually, I began to encounter a challenge from a family that was ready to share about Christ. Just as the scripture says, always be ready. And I could not support or defend any of my objections, and that was an awakening for me, because I lived all of my life believing in certain lies. And when it came down to it, to prove these lies, I failed. So I was discouraged, and I began to slowly and gradually question what I have learned or